So you're having a great night, sleeping like a baby, probably dreaming about something normal, and then boom, your eyes snap open. You're wide awake. You try to check your phone to see what time it is, but your arm doesn't move. At first, you think you're just tired, so you try harder. You try to wiggle your toes. Nothing. You start to panic a little bit, so you decide to scream, but the only thing that comes out of your throat is a pathetic little squeak. You are officially trapped inside your own body. And then, right when you think things couldn't get any worse, you look toward the corner of your bedroom. The shadows start moving, and you realize you aren't alone. Welcome to sleep paralysis. If you've ever experienced this, you know it's hands down one of the most terrifying things a human can go through. It turns out about 8% of the global population deals with it regularly, and it's just a massive glitch in the brain's operating system. To understand why this happens, we have to look at how we sleep. Every single night, your brain goes through different cycles. The main one we care about is called REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement. This is the deep phase where your brain goes absolutely wild, creating dreams. Now, the brain is smart. It knows that if you're dreaming about boxing a kangaroo, you might actually punch your bedroom wall or kick your television. So, to protect you from injuring yourself, your brain flips a master switch the second you enter REM sleep. It releases specific chemicals that completely paralyze your voluntary muscles. Your eyes can move and your lungs can breathe, but everything else is locked down. Scientists call this muscle atonia. It's basically the body's built-in safety mode. Usually, this system works perfectly. When it's time to wake up, your brain turns the dream engine off, flips the lockdown switch back to off, and you wake up, stretch, and start your day. But sometimes the timing completely glitches out. Your mind wakes up early, but the lockdown switch stays off. So your conscious mind snaps awake, you open your eyes, but your body is still completely in prison. Now, being paralyzed in the dark is bad enough, but why does the brain have to introduce a shadow monster? Like, why couldn't it hallucinate something nice, like a puppy? Well, think about the physics of what's happening. When you wake up frozen, your chest muscles are still paralyzed, meaning breathing feels heavy and shallow. Your brain suddenly realizes, wait, we are conscious, but we can't move, and our chest feels tight. It instantly hits the panic button, pumping adrenaline through the system. But here's the problem. Your mind is in a state of absolute terror, but you are just staring at a blank bedroom wall. There is no physical danger in sight. The brain cannot handle this contradiction. It needs an explanation for why you feel like you're dying. So it literally creates an enemy. It takes the leftover imagery from the dream state and projects a monster into the room to justify why you are panicked. It's a biological prank. You aren't seeing a demon, you're just seeing your own anxiety wearing a custom skin. And depending on how a specific brain is wired, these hallucinations usually fall into three categories. The first one is called the incubus. This is the classic one, where you feel an intense pressure on your chest, like something heavy is sitting right on top of you, suffocating you. The second one is the intruder. This is when you don't feel anything on your body, but you have this overwhelming, terrifying certainty that someone is standing in the corner of the room, or walking up your stairs, or opening your door. You can hear footsteps, doors creaking, or whispering noises, even though the room is dead silent. The third type is the wildest one, and it's called vestibular motor hallucinations. This is where you don't see a monster at all, but your brain's movement sensors glitch out completely. You feel like you are floating above your bed, spinning around in circles, or falling through the floor. It feels totally real, but you haven't moved an inch. The funniest part about all of this is that humans have been dealing with this glitch for thousands of years, and because they didn't have neuroscience back then, they came up with some absolutely wild theories. In Nigeria, people traditionally referred to it as the grandmother's blanket, or talk about an old witch pressing you down in your sleep. In Europe, during the Middle Ages, they genuinely believed it was a demon called an incubus that sat on people while they slept. In Japan, they call it kanashibari, which translates to being bound in chains of metal. In Cambodia, they call it the ghost that pushes you down. Every single culture on Earth has a terrifying myth for this exact same biological glitch, because our brains have been failing to boot up properly since the dawn of time. So, if someone suffers from this, how do they actually stop it? First, you have to look at what triggers it. The biggest trigger by far is sleep deprivation. If you are pulling all-nighters or just staying up way too late staring at a screen, sleep cycles get completely messed up. When you finally do sleep, your brain crashes into REM sleep way too fast, which causes the lockdown switch to glitch. Sleeping flat on your back also makes it way more likely to happen for some reason. If you do find yourself stuck in it, the absolute worst thing to do is fight it. Trying to force your arms to move just causes more panic, which makes the hallucinations worse. Instead, you have to just lean into it. And instead of trying to move your arms or legs, focus 100% of the energy on trying to move just a pinky finger or trying to wiggle your tongue. For some reason, these tiny muscles can break through the paralysis way faster. Once you twitch that one finger, the signal breaks through to the rest of the nervous system and the master switch finally flips to off.